So the Wildlife Matter protest was a flop, like a big flop because a lot of people didn't turn out for it. I thought you guys are in solidarity and trying to, do things like my people, right? So what's happening? Why didn't people turn up for the protest? You guys didn't plan it, or what exactly is happening? These are the same people who actually was everywhere on the neck of black people saying, why didn't you guys come for the protest and that, we should be together and all that. And now it is time for you to go support your own. You guys sat back home. What's happening? Why didn't nobody turn up? Just a few of you. Why is that so? Like, why is that so right now? You guys would have gone out there together to go support your people, but instead you decided to stay back home. Guys, you're welcome again to my channel. I bring you another news today. So sit down, let's go dissect all of this, then we come back and talk more. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment, and do what subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Let's go watch, and credit to all creators on this video.
The protest for Austin Metcalf today in Frisco, Texas could not have gone worse for these organizers because it looks like only about 50 people showed up. Not to mention a pretty bad video where this man who organized the protest called Austin Metcalf's dad to ask him to come out and stand with him, and Austin Metcalf's dad said that this guy is basically an idiot and he needs to stop using his son's face.
Would you be willing to stand by me in a press conference or in an individual interview and talk about this issue that is larger than Austin at this point? God rest the beautiful young man's soul that would have been one of our strongest voices if he was still alive today. Yes, I am, sir. Okay, my turn to speak. You are part of the fucking problem, my friend. You're trying to create more.
So not only did the father of the child that was ended tell this guy, hey, stop these protests, people also showed up with weapons and were arrested. And people also showed up and started pepper spraying each other, with this guy getting arrested also because he was trying to break the other woman out of the cuffs. So it doesn't look like this case is as popular as these people thought, at least to get people out to a protest. But you guys let me know what you think.
I don't know why Jake Lang thought that he would be able to get up there and publicly disrespect Jeff Metcalf as a man and as a father, and then turn around and ask him to stand with you and support you. If you didn't watch the protest live, here's what Jake said about Jeff Metcalf.
We need healing. We need men of strength. Austin Metcalf's father, you need to be the loudest voice in this movement. You have a responsibility to your son's blood to honor him. You have a responsibility as a father. Where is your Papa Bear mentality?
At some point, Jake Lang and Jeff Metcalf had a conversation. And here's what Jake Lang asked Jeff Metcalf.
Would you be willing to stand by me in a press conference or in an individual interview and talk about this issue that is larger than Austin at this point? God rest the beautiful young man's soul that would have been one of our strongest voices if he was still alive.
Jeff Metcalf wasn't going for it. And here's what he told Jake.
Yes, I am, sir. Okay, my turn to speak. You are part of the fucking problem, my friend. You're trying to create more race divide than bridging the gap. I do not condone anything you do. You do not have any fucking... That's called white guilt. No, let it talk. My son, let me finish. I gave you your time. You take my son's face off your website. I am not associated with you. You're creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness, sir. You are creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness.
You are being weak. I gotta be honest with you about that, sir.
You're being weak. Condemn your son's killer and the culture that caused it.
Hey, Jeff.
The people that are keeping us divided in America don't care who they have to hurt to get what they want to keep the narrative going. If you're with it, you're seen as patriotic. If you are against it, you are labeled a person with white guilt. Notice how when Jeff condemned him and said, you know what, I don't want to have nothing to do with this. You are the problem. He instantly turned on Jeff and Jeff became an enemy. It was never about justice for Austin. It was never about Carmelo. This was all about Jake and what he could get in that moment. Jeffrey Metcalf was the textbook example of what can be done when people who may be similar to you are perpetuating racism, who are using it as a narrative. You call them out.
Wait. Who was the black guy who was backing the speaker or the people? I don't know. Yeah, the people. I'm just trying to imagine like a black person join them to have the protest for white life matters. Okay, well, you guys, the sweeter part of this whole video is this particular young man who came wearing this clothes, okay, and see, let me just hold the gist. Let's go watch the video.
This is a disruptor. And
I'm not disrupting anything. You're free to proceed with your production.
you're
Continue your production.
Your presence.
I'm not doing anything
celebrating
wrong.
a murder.
I'm not doing anything
Your presence
wrong.
is celebrating a murder.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Why would you come like this is a joke?
Carmelo Anthony, one of the greatest scorers of his generation. We all know this.
Come on. That's so low. That's lower than the lowest filth I've ever seen. Can you please ask God to enter your heart right now? I know my man Jesus, and he wants to know you. Jesus Christ can save you right now. You can be delivered from the demonic energy that is pervading your heart. Just lift your hand up, say, God, forgive me of my sin.
Forgive me my sin.
Jesus Christ, enter my heart.
Jesus Christ, enter my heart.
And I will take this jersey off right now, Lord.
And I will celebrate the 3-time gold medalist,
I will take this jersey
Carmelo
off
Anthony.
right now in the name of Jesus. I will take this jersey off right now in the name of Jesus.
You're not a prophet.
Where exactly was this same energy? Where did he go to? Did he run inside the street or the bush or something? Because you guys just had to be kidding me. All of a sudden, you're all out speaking for the masses. I don't even know this guy. Like, I don't know. But where has he been all this while that this whole thing has been happening? And everybody in my community has been coming out to really protest about everything that's been happening. When the Black Americans came out and talked about the Black Lives Matter, some of you were laughing at them, and you know, some of you like, why are you guys always complaining? Why is it that it's always this community complaining and all that? Now it is at your doorstep and you said it's different. Like, where is all this energy right now? You guys got to be kidding, right? Because this energy has to be equal, like equal energy for energy, aura for aura. Yeah.
But wait. We forgot to come and talk about the White Lives Matter rally that happened this weekend. The march. I seen some footage. It didn't even look like it was that many people out there, to be honest. And the ones that were bold enough to go out there had face masks on because they didn't want their identities exposed, because they know they want some fuck shit. They know it. And Austin's dad called the guy that organized the rally and cussed him out like a dog in the street. Told him, take my son's face down off of your website. You using my son's likeness for clickbait and for gain. And to try to use it as a political stance because he's running for something. I don't know. But he of course, is a criminal. You know, it's the government. It's just filled up with criminals these days. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. His father was not for that. He said, I don't agree with this. You're further trying to push an agenda and to create division. And I'm not in agreement with this. I'm not here for none of it. I don't see none of y'all on my FYP talking about that, though. Where y'all at? Y'all real hush mouth these days. Y'all real hush mouth. Because you all, the Caucasian folk, are the ones that started all of this. We have been continuously playing defense. That's it. And y'all are just used to being able to treat us any type of way, say anything to us, do anything without any consequence, or with us just literally turning the other cheek. Being a good Negro. Turning the other cheek. That's why y'all love to bring up Martin Luther King. Bitch, we ain't going. It's 2025. Mind your business. It's unfortunate that anybody had to pass away, RIP, but leave people alone, mind your business, and this wouldn't even be a situation had people just stayed in their lane. You cannot just come up to people and think it's not the same, and y'all just can't terrorize us in peace the way that y'all used to terrorizing us in peace. It's just not happening. But what y'all think about the march, the White Lives Matter, protect white people from the blacks, from the blackies? Anyways, spread love is the Brooklyn way.
So for years, a lot has been happening in the community, in the both Caucasian and my people's community. A lot has been happening, no doubt. Let's not just try to make it look as if nothing has been happening, because that's what these people are trying to paint it. They keep saying, oh, because he's a black kid, he has to go in for it. And you guys are not even accepting the fact that he was defending himself and all that. So a child had to go through bully from other kids and just keep calm. And when provoked, he should just keep calm, leave, or just shut up. I don't get it. Everybody have been saying this guy has always been a good kid, and all of a sudden you believe he's not a good kid because something happened. But if he was the one in the other side of the bargain, are we still going to be talking about the same thing? Are we still going to have the same story? Will you still be talking about this same thing, right? Every time that is a black man who commits this, we always make it look as if the whole world had to crash, right? But if he happened to be a palm-colored person who did this, I'm very sure you guys will be like, oh, he's self-defense, oh, he just have to go. But right now, people are not having it, and they're like, you know what? We're supporting this to the end. This guy was just protecting himself. He was just defending himself. He sat where he was supposed to sit. He did everything that a good kid should do. Then tell me the reason why you feel that he was wrong, okay, and he was not doing this because he wanted to defend himself. This is just a minor, for God's sake, right? He's not even up to 18 or 20. So that means these other kids must have bullied him enough for him to feel, you know what, at this point, I have to do what I have to do to get myself. I'm sure he didn't have that in mind. I'm feeling so sad that this is happening to someone's kid. I hope that the parents get the comfort that they deserve, right? But it's very important. It's a call to action for every parent, right, around the globe, to try as much as possible to train your kids to not be bullies, right? Try as much as possible to educate them the aftermath of being a bully and what harm you could cause. You can even use this as a scenario and how it ended and everything, because all of this, it's so depressing, not just for the child but for the parents as well. I'm sure that kid, Kamalo guy, he's not happy he did that to another kid, but he was pushed into doing it. But I'm not saying that that's right. I'm just saying that we should try as much as possible as parents to really educate ourselves and our kids about this bullying thing. Ask questions from their school, sit them down and ask them how their life is going, what's been happening, and all that. Have a personal relationship with your kid and not just set them out there and expect, you don't know what's happening in their life, and whenever something happens tomorrow, you just come to drag somebody else alongside, and now these people are on the street trying to protest for what they don't even know. You don't know this guy, you don't know the mom, you don't know the dad, you don't know anything from them. Just because you want to get maybe political affiliations or anything, you now feel like, oh, this is a best case for you to start with. And from what I'm hearing, I think the parents are like, you know what, take our child's photo out of this, okay? This is not your fight. We're not calling you to do this for us. But what I'm just trying to say is that as parents, try as much as possible to do your job. God gave you these kids for you to take care of them, and not for them to take care of themselves, but for you to lead them in the right path, and so that they can have a better understanding of what life is and how to manage people. Because you can't be bullying somebody and expect the person to be quiet for years. The child can be quiet for a while, but at some point they might get used to it and say, okay, you know what, I have to end this shit, and it has to end right now. Well, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment. Let's have that conversation in the comment section, and try as much as possible to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. See you on my next video. Bye, guys.